Okay, this is the main entryway of Wildwood Sanatorium. There's the guest book, and you can see all the visitors who have signed the door frames, all of the YouTubers and other paranormal investigating fanatics. This is kind of where our tour started. Where would you like to go next? We can go in here. So in here is one of the bedrooms of the sanatorium. I forget whose room it was, but one of the stories that we heard from in here was one of the TV shows that was here filming while they were outside with the owners of the house. They have film of them standing outside, and this mirror falls from the wall and breaks, and you can hear it all in the video. Yeah, so this is the broken mirror in the bedroom. There are multiple different entities that are in this house. One of them being Tommy. This would be Tommy's room. Tommy's a little boy spirit who likes to play and hang out with all of the guests that stay here. We didn't really hang out too much in Tommy's room. We were told that he's not really active in here, but we did hang out with some of his toys. Try to see if we could talk to him. This is a small sitting area that was once like completely flooded when they first bought the house. So this was like had lots of water, and they had to take buckets and like throw it out the window. We didn't really sit in here at all, but we did hear lots of creaking floorboards that spooked us. In here is the seance room. We have the sand with a pendulum. On the wall you can see where one of the entities, Jeremy, wrote in the sand, Mom, and you can see that on one of the cards that he wrote to his mom is the same handwriting. Last night at this table we sat and we used the red book to try and communicate with any entities that were here, which was pretty successful, I'd say. In here we have Rose's room. Rose is known to hang out with all of the guests here. But yeah, this is her room, this is her bed. And then in here we have one of the very fun rooms, the doll room. Two female spirits like to hang out in here. We spent quite a lot of time in here with all of these dolls. We didn't happen to get too much while we were in here, but this room is normally a hot spot for seeing and hearing and experiencing things. Next we have the third floor, which is what they deem as like the doctor and patient. This is like where the doctors and the patients of the sanatorium are known to be found. In here we have a patient's room. We were told that they like to listen and play with the records, so we tried to get this going, but couldn't get the records to play, which is too bad. But we did have a lot of activity up on this floor. I was sitting here with the spirit box, using the Estes method. So we had Joe, Nick, and Zach were milling about the third floor, asking spirits different questions, and I had the headphones on, reading out loud what they were trying to communicate. Pretty successful. And here's another of the patient's rooms. In this hallway we had the like laser grid set up, and we put a ball down on the floor, some cat balls, trying to see any movement or anything like that. In here we have the doctor's room, like working room.
That's cool. That was like a floorboard, but
through the spirit box we heard a little bit from the doctor, we believe, one of the doctors at least. Definitely a stronger male voice that wasn't too happy and a little bit more aggressive. And some of his patients that were waiting their turn in line. We have the attic up here, which all of us ventured up to just to check out, but we didn't spend any time investigating up there. It was kind of spooky, and also very hot and dusty and dirty, and the ladder was scary, so didn't really hit the attic too much, but that's okay. We got quite a lot on the third floor. And then just one of the bathrooms, non-working obviously. And lots of wind chimes everywhere, which we heard quite a few of, both inside and outside. I can get to the basement from here, right?
okay.
Over here we have the kitchen. We didn't really spend any time in, but down here we have the basement, which Had a little like hit or miss action down here.
Got to play with Tommy.
Yep, did get to play with Tommy down here, which was really cool. That was what I was hoping for the most, was to be able to hang out with Tommy a little bit. So we got some chairs down here, which we ended up sitting in. We had cat balls set up, which was really cool. I ended up sitting in one of these chairs, and there'll be footage obviously, but Tommy was playing with the cat ball in front of me. He likes to mess around with people and play some games, so we got that. And then here you can see all of the like electro therapy that the other doctors use to treat patients down here. Kind of scary. And then in the second half of the basement, we again have more of where the patients were held and worked with. This is a morgue bed. I ended up asking for permission and sitting and laying on it, and kind of talking to some spirits while we were down here. While I was sitting on it, we had cat balls going off, and they were talking to us through the spirit box. So pretty cool. Yeah. Solid. And then back up here brings us to the working kitchen, which we just kind of bypassed the whole night. But lots of different things in here. And then it wraps around back to the main sitting entryway.
What's going on, guys? It's goody.
And that's all she wrote.